now from outside the Minneapolis Police 3rd Precinct, where a crowd is still gathered. Jeff?
Yeah, this crowd, I want to say comparative to about an hour ago, it's calmed down a bit, but then next thing you know, you start to hear the sound of tear gas being fired, flashbangs being fired. We've had what believes to be rubber bullets of sorts fly not far from us, hearing people get hit.
Dang.
There's still hundreds of people here who are actually standing right by the 3rd Precinct, right next to the officers.
It's crazy.
It's been a pretty chaotic scene starting about 6 p.m. tonight. A far cry from what it was earlier. Now, this all started at the intersection of 38th and Chicago.
They're protesters,
the area for the protest at 5 o'clock, but we're also spread out to remain socially distant. Organizers emphasized keeping this protest peaceful. People took turns sharing their frustrations and grief with the crowd. Chants of "I can't breathe" and "it could have been me" filled the air. A man who claims to have been one of the witnesses of Floyd's arrest also addressed the crowd. Protesters were glad to know that the 4 officers involved were fired, but they say the true justice won't be served until there's charges and a conviction.
When you look at situations, you say to yourself, could this have been prevented? And that goes without saying in regards to this situation. That young man was no longer a threat once you subdued him, handcuffed him, and you had your knee on his neck. You could have very easily got up, put him in the car like you was asked to on several occasions.
It's heartbreaking. I mean, we're all human beings, and we're all in this community together. It's just tough to see someone have their life ended the way it did.
Look at that.
6 p.m., the protest turned into a march towards the 3rd Precinct, where it is believed that the officers worked. A much smaller group than the initial protest started vandalizing the building, shattering a window, spray painting squad cars and the side of the building. Officers then showed up in riot gear and started firing tear gas and flashbangs, which you can hear going off right now. As many protesters were hurling rocks, water bottles, anything they could get their hands on towards the officers. The crowd measured in hundreds, a far cry from the peaceful group that started the protest.
Oh, these kids are so good.
Have to understand that, this the climate they have created.
It appears we have a long night ahead of us. Again, every few seconds when it gets quiet, you suddenly hear the sounds of...
Dave doesn't get a good look.